So, in determining your coaxial cable, so cables, so usually there is also a name in your coaxial cable, which always pertains to these two letters, RG. So, there are different types of coaxial cable with vary gauges and impedance. So, gauges, kanakon, diameter, or among insulators. Then, impedance. So, current, the resistance or in the ohms. So, the gauge refers to the radio guide measurement. So, that's why you have RG6, RG59, na ba ito RG11? I forgot. So, mauna usually good sa ito kay RG6 and RG59. So, later we'll discuss what is RG6, what is RG59, and other types of RG na coaxial cable. So, again, remember that RG stands for Radio Guide Measurement or RG measurement. So, also remember that the higher the RG number, the thinner the central conductor is. So, pasabot, magka-dako ang numero nimo, so, baliman sa, kung sa normal ka ng electrical wire nato, kanang mga pang power supply, kanang mga kuryente nato, kanang mga extension wire, the lesser the number, the bigger the wire. But in the coaxial cable, the higher the number of wire, the thinner the conductor. Katong nasa itong na copper wire. Pasabot, magkanipis na siya, magkagamay. Okay. So, how do coaxial cable work? So, unsa ang process sa coaxial cable, sir? How do it transmit information? So, coaxial cable are popular choice because their shielded design allow the center conductor to transmit data quickly while being protected from damage and interferences. So, coaxial cable are mainly built in 4 different layers. Katong ganiha. The central core, the insulator, next is the mesh na wire to protect from electromagnetic interferences, and the last one is the katong plastic na cover niya na insulator pod. So, a center which is usually made from copper, which data and video travels through. So, atong usa ka wire ata naglabay nagsud ang ato ang video o ato ang data. Next is surrounding the copper with a dielectric plastic insulator. So, katong puti na sa wire na napato siya insulator. Next is another abraded mesh, murag buhok na gitirintas. So, abraded mesh made from copper then helps to shield the cable from katugingan ako EMI, so electromagnetic interferences. And another, ang pinaka-last niya is an external layer which is a plastic coating which protects the external layer from damages. Kanang mga mabunggo-bunggo, mapukpukan, matumban, malabnot, so dili siya dayon maputol. Next is, coaxial cable works by carrying the data in the center conductor while the surrounding layers shielded and stop any signal losses. So, katong mga insulator, mato'y nag-shield. Katong copper na braided copper, mato'y nag-protect para dili mawa ang para ma-prevent ang signal loss, which is caused by EMI. So, the first layer is a dielectric, provides distance between the core conductor and the outer layer. So, the next layer collectively refers to the shield. So, manay nag-protect. Okay. So, next. What is the advantages and disadvantages of coaxial cable? So, obviously, there's disadvantage and advantages. We need to know that one. In order for us, if we will be on the field, so kung kamay mo trabaho, di man malikayan. There are some I've known computer science na ang gi-field nila is more on IT, so more on networking. So kini ang ilahang field, kining topic na to ang field nila. So if some of you will go with those field, then because networking sa networking na kung naana ka sa networking, so mag-involve ako na siya with programming. So what is the advantage kung ang gamiton ni mo is coaxial? Number one, that is very inexpensive. Barato na siya kayo. So next is easy to wire and install because di man parehas sa ato ang UTP wire nga mag-ingani pa ta walo ka wire ang then it is paired so naay upat ka twisted wires nga tagsa-tagsaon nimo og arrange. So kini dito ra ka kay usa ra man ka wire. Then easy to expand and good resistance to EMI and it has a speed of 10 Mbps capacity niya. So then it is also durable. So another benefit of coaxial is that the electromagnetic field carrying the signal exists only in the space between the inner and the outer connectors. And also this means that the coaxial cable can be installed to metal objects. So kaya ang ubang mga cabling kay di siya pwede maduol sa mga metal objects for a reason nga mo-produce jud siya og interference. Okay? Mo-produce og interference. Another disadvantage of coaxial cable is the main disadvantage of coaxial cable is that it uses a single cable which failure can take down the entire network. So kay usa ra man yung cable niya, obviously pag maputol na siya, tibok network nimo down jud. So may nakaapan. Next. So maningingon ako na impedance. So there are two main types of coaxial cable. The first coaxial cable is the one with an impedance of 75 ohms. So nasa capability na 75 ohms ang ma-resist niya tamad na kuryente. Then another one is the 50 ohms na impedance. So cable with 75 ohms are mostly used for video signal. So mas maka-resist niya while the 50 ohms cable tends to use for data and wireless communication. So if you could see, mas higher ang ohms or resistance sa video because mas grabe ang transmission sa video. So mabitan lang kung bantay mo sa mga gamings ninyo kung magtanong or bisag sa butang na to sa mga signal. So sa mga signal na di nahapit na sila magamit og coaxial cable. So, gamit na jud sila og mga different type of cabling nila. So, in coaxial cable, ohms refers to impedance, which is measure of resistance in cable, which is the flow of electrical energy. So, muna katangingon ako niya. So muna ni. These are four, but we have four types of cables, coaxial cables. Three, sorry. Four, the RF, radio frequency. Okay, so the first one is the radio frequency coaxial cable. So, are used to carry radio frequency. So, mana ka ng mga radio stations ninyo. So, mana yung mga cable na gigapang gamit nila. They are the standard input cable on the TV and feature in a single pin which plugs into your radio frequency input and devices. Mana, common po na ito na. Then, we have this RG6 cable. Unsa si RG6, di ba? Unsa pagingan nato? The bigger the number of the RG, unsa man pasabot ana? The thinner the wire, di ba? Magkagamay ang wire. So therefore, si RG59 is mas gamay na wire compared ni RG6 and RG11. So RG6 cable are larger conductor. So kung gusto niyo mo takal pa more on this, if you want video, ilink po na nako later on. So, RG6 cables have a larger conductor. So, pasabot ang iyang copper sa tunga is mas dako. So, pasabot mas ligon. And they could provide a better signal. So, mas dako niyang wire, maga-better ang iyang signal. They have a thicker dielectric insulation and are made with different kinds of shielding that allows to handle gigahertz level signal. So, imagine. So, nadaday po RG type of coaxial cable na makahandle of gigahertz. Okay. So, maunigin nila na they are trying to syempre, di man po madali-dali ni mo baklas tong cable. Awayon ka sa mga subscriber. pampulihan nila dayon. So mao pasabot kawa ang internet connection. So manang medyo langan daw. So sige sila puli og mga cabling nila. So if you could see, cabling or this cabling in mga cable wires nato are having a big impact with regards to the speed of our networking information transmission. So dako kayong epekto ang inyong wire. So hindi lang pasabot na naman na kay wire na gigamit, pareha ra ng wire. So dili. So even kanyang sa inyong TV, just example it, if you have in your TV station, in your television set. So if you want naka-antenna ra gyapon na siya, no. So kung BCCTV ka or mga kanang dili signal antenna, so namang kay nakagyapoy ko actual wire ana. So when you set up that one, kay ang uban man gud nga na ang setup gyapon, like sa CCTV camera na uban ana coaxial man gamit gud. So pag mag-set up ka na sa mga networks nimo, so nari mga coaxial cable na gamiton, and obviously be wary and be conscious of what type of cables to be used. So, di ba? Naman ko i-explain na to mostly unsang type ang cable gamiton for video, unsang type ang gamiton for data and wireless transmission. So kini okay, gusto na because the contract is like this, I want to save money, but when kining wire akong gamiton. So but again, ang mahitabuan na is if you will set up something, then dili siya intended para ana, so balikan jud ka og reklamo. So mas dako na nung hago. So mana adjust na siya. Okay, kay kini ra man gamiton, pwede ra na RG59 gamiton ako or RG11. So okay, ginanglan ako mga roughly nga ng speed. So RG6 lang ako para sure na type of wire. So kung naka-question Amadeus, Mozart, wala. Okay. So kung kamo mismo magpuli sa inyong cable, so be conscious of the type of wires na gamiton ninyo. So magpuli mo antenna ninyo sa TV ninyo, so may gamiton ako RG5, RG6. RG6 na lang ko, pero medyo tapos mo palit ka, tapos hatagan na kabisag unsang klaseng wire, labo po ang gipalitan nimo kay pa sa iyahang giwaligya. So ikaw ang pag-conscious usually kay sa inyong cable naman ay mga suwat-suwat no sa wire ninyo. Naman na yung mga ipang suwat. So, you check first, kung saan yung type of wire? Is this RG6, RG11, RG59? Nosebleed lagi ng pangutan-an ninyo. Okay, labaw pa po na sila makaibaw. Okay, next is, so, RG59 is similar to RG6 but it has even a thinner. So, again, magkadako ang number sa RG, meaning magkagamay ang wire. So it is good choice if you run short and low frequency transmission. So RG11 can easily be identified as the thicker than the other types of coaxial cable, which can make more difficult to work with. So mas lisod siya gamiton. However, it offers a lower attenuation level of RG6 and RG59, meaning it can carry data for longer distance. So, mga na advantage sa RG11. So, again, di ba? Sa giingon, the longer the wire, the higher the resistance. The higher the resistance, it could affect the transmission of your information. So, but in RG11, it could sustain that transmission. So, manahunong na nyo, okay, I will be setting up coaxial cable, then I have this distance na gikinahanglan ako. So, may gamiton ako, RG6, RG11. So, mas taas man ang distance, mas maayo si RG11. So, gusto na ako, low frequency ra akong set up aning dapitang room, kaya di man gikinahanglan niya high frequency. Okay. So, pwede niya RG59 akong gamiton. And this one is higher frequency, RG6. So, again, dili lang na siya basta, tanang cable, maura ni siya gamiton ako. Although, mo suffice na siya. But again, if you have tunnel, kung dili siya intended para ana, so, it will work nga dili siya desirable sa iyang intention, sa imong intention. So, you need to also learn what types of cable to use. So, manimang itsura nila. So, manisuli coaxial cable sa TV. Pare-parehara na siya sa internet. Kani, puti, maura na sila. But for the HD TV, yung nga niyo makita ninyo, grabe ang braided sa